In the vast tapestry of ancient literature, few stories cut as deeply into the human psyche as the Book of Job. Imagine a man, once prosperous and respected, stripped of everything he holds dear: his wealth, his children, and his health. Now, picture this man sitting in ashes, questioning the very nature of the universe and the deity who governs it. This is not just a story. It is a profound exploration of faith, suffering, and the human condition. The Book of Job challenges the conventional wisdom of its time and offers a radical perspective on the nature of God and the world He created. The Book of Job begins with a scene that could be straight out of a fairy tale. In the divine court, the Lord God, known as Yahweh, is conversing with a being called the adversary, or Satan. This character is not the arch nemesis of God we know from later traditions, but rather a celestial being with a specific role. The Lord boasts about Job, a righteous man who fears God and shuns evil. Satan, however, argues that Job's piety is not genuine. He suggests that Job only serves God because of the blessings he receives. If those blessings were taken away, Satan contends, Job would turn his back on God. The Lord, intriguingly, accepts this challenge and allows Satan to test Job's faith. This wager sets the stage for one of the most harrowing and intellectually challenging narratives in all of literature. Job's suffering is immediate and catastrophic. He loses his livestock, his servants, and his children. When these calamities strike, Job does not curse God. Instead, he falls to the ground and worships. But the test is not over. Satan convinces the Lord to afflict Job with painful sores from head to toe. Job's wife tells him to curse God and die, but Job remains steadfast, saying, "Shall we accept good from God and not trouble?" Job chapter 2, verses 10. This initial response to his suffering is both a testament to Job's faith and a challenge to the conventional wisdom that the righteous are always rewarded. As the story progresses, Job's friends, Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar, arrive to console him. Instead of offering comfort, they lecture Job, insisting that his suffering must be a result of some hidden sin. They argue that God is just and that the righteous are always rewarded, while the wicked are punished. Job, however, refuses to accept this simplistic view. He maintains his innocence and questions why the innocent should suffer. This debate between Job and his friends forms the core of the book and raises fundamental questions about the nature of justice and the relationship between God and humanity. The arguments of Job and his friends are not mere theological exercises. They reflect the deep emotional and existential crisis that Job is experiencing. Job's words are filled with a raw, unfiltered honesty that resonates with anyone who has ever grappled with suffering. He questions the fairness of the world and the righteousness of God. He wonders why the wicked often prosper while the righteous suffer. His cries for justice and understanding are both a plea and a challenge to the divine order. The climax of the book comes when God finally speaks to Job, not from a throne of glory, but from a whirlwind. God's speech is a powerful and awe-inspiring rebuke. He does not answer Job's questions directly, but instead asks a series of rhetorical questions that highlight the vast difference between the divine and the human. Where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth? Job chapter 38, verses 4. God's response is not an explanation, but a reminder of his sovereignty and the limits of human understanding. Job, humbled by this encounter, repents in dust and ashes, acknowledging that he spoke of things he did not understand. The resolution of the book is both unexpected and thought-provoking. Job is restored to his former prosperity, and God even doubles his wealth. Job's friends, on the other hand, are rebuked for their false words, and they must seek Job's intercession to be forgiven. This ending has puzzled scholars for centuries. Some see it as a vindication of Job's innocence and a confirmation of his faith. Others view it as a divine acknowledgement that the world is not as orderly and just as the friends claim. Still, others interpret it as a reminder that God's ways are mysterious and beyond human comprehension. The book of Job is a subversive text because it challenges the comforting certainties of its time. In the book of Proverbs, the world is orderly, and the righteous are rewarded. In the book of Job, the world is unpredictable, and the righteous can suffer without apparent cause. The Job writer does not reject the idea of a just God, but questions the simplistic notion that justice is always transparent and immediate. By introducing Satan as a character who tempts God into testing Job, the Job writer externalizes the inner conflict of God, the tension between his benevolence and his mysterious, sometimes terrifying, power. This tension is not unique to the book of Job. It is a theme that runs through much of the Hebrew Bible. From the Garden of Eden to the flood, from the Exodus to the conquest of Canaan, the God of the Hebrew Bible is often portrayed as both creator and destroyer, a figure of both love and wrath. The Job writer takes this tension and pushes it to its limits, creating a narrative that is both a spiritual odyssey and a philosophical inquiry. In the end, the book of Job offers no easy answers. It does not provide a formula for understanding suffering or a guarantee of divine justice. Instead, it invites its readers to grapple with the mysteries of the universe and the complexities of the divine. It challenges us to question, to doubt, and to seek deeper wisdom. The book of Job is a testament to the enduring human quest for meaning in the face of suffering and the profound mystery of the divine. In a world that often seems unjust and inexplicable, the book of Job remains a powerful and relevant text. It reminds us that faith is not about blind acceptance, but about wrestling with the big questions of life. It teaches us that God is not a vending machine that dispenses rewards for good behavior, but a being of infinite complexity and mystery. And it shows us that even in the darkest moments, there is a path to redemption and restoration. The book of Job is a story that continues to shock and challenge us, inviting us to explore the depths of our own faith and the vastness of the divine. It is a story that reminds us that the journey of faith is not always easy, but it is always worth taking.